What is going on, fam? It's JDBTv here, another video. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. We're going to talk about this Joe Budden situation, man. Anybody that's defending A$AP Rocky is being attacked. Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, all because they know A$AP, they cool with him, and they want him freed from the Swedish jail he should not be sitting in. And we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to play these instrumentals, and I'm going to come back with my commentary. Stay tuned.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. What's up, people? Like the stream. We're gonna get into it. I don't know how long the stream is gonna be. May not be too long, but it's gonna be long enough for me to get my point across on this particular situation that is escalating on levels of insanity. And that's what's going on with this ASAP Rocky situation. So make sure that y'all like the stream as you come in. And we're going to get into this discussion. All right. Shout out to everybody that's here. If you are a supporter of my Red Pill content and you want to see me continue to do Red Pill content, it's now exclusively on Patreon. That is where I'm putting up that content. I no longer put it on YouTube. I want to put it somewhere where the people who really want to see it will go and see it. I will continue to put my public videos out the way that I've been doing it, but that's where a lot of the hardcore shit is going to be. All right. Now, this OBS look like it's tripping a bit. So if it continues to trip, I may have to end this stream early. So hopefully there's no buffering and hopefully there's no issues that's going to keep me from being able to speak on this particular topic today. Okay? Let me shout out the people that's here. Shout out to Trevon Livingston and Ernest Wilcox with the super chats. Let's see. Vern85, Cat, Janisha, Jalil. Let's see. Nicole B, what's good? B France, Virgo, Lando. Yeah, Janisha, just go to your settings and then go to it. It should take you to your Google Plus page to change the profile pic. Let's see. Black Phillip, Tanner, Nate, T Malone, RZ, Faced by Pureness. Rachel, Jessica, Josh, Rashawn, 382, Shantia, Sue. Shantia got the profile pic. I see you. You might have always had. Have you had that for a while? Or you just got that? Because I'm just not seeing it, Shantia. RCH. What is it? Luckman. Or Lukeman. Yo, we gonna get into this. What's going on, Jenna? I don't necessarily know much about Crizzle, but she does a podcast called The Read. And I'm assuming that all that kissing the alphabet community's ass has worked off, because I think that she's getting a show on TV. If anybody's interested in seeing that. Now, we're going to look at some tweets. And I'm going to show y'all what's going on DMV with Sean and Rashad. Now, I'm going to show y'all everything that's wrong with black men in America, or black males in America. Because they are the main ones coming at Joe Budden. I know some of these guys might, be on the fruity side of the fence. That's their lifestyle. That's what they chose. But why are they going at Joe Budden over his opinion? What's going on, Renika? Vicos, Johnny, I see you. And you have women coming at her as well, but I'm going to group these guys in with the women, because some of these guys are acting like women too. Okay, so I have to lump them all in the same group for some of the effeminate behavior that I am seeing from some of you brothers. True ATL, and I see you. I think I shouted you out. All right, shout out to the mods. It's very interesting how individuals in the media are, not in the media, individuals on social media are attacking anyone who supports ASAP Rocky. But these same people will claim to be pro-black. They will defend a dope dealer who gets pulled over and gets into it with police. That cop shouldn't have been talking to him like that. He's being racist, even though this guy could be guilty as charged. And to me, I just don't understand how you have people. What's going on, Demo? People who cannot understand that just because you may live your life one way doesn't mean that everybody else does. What's going on, Maria? Now I'm going to explain to you the art of disagreement, since some of you may not understand it. Trolling somebody is not sharing difference of opinion. What's up, Charm, Wayne? Kat, I want you to listen to me very clearly and very closely, okay? I was making a point. You don't have to take it literally. I know that you are upset, but calm down and understand that that was only meant as a reference point to where black people will defend other black people, even though those people may be guilty. That is what I'm getting at. But when it comes to ASAP Rocky, because he's not pro-black or pro-whack, he gets attacked. He didn't support what went on with the Ferguson protests or riots. And it's like, do you know that there are other people who think like ASAP, but they pretend like they are supportive of black people and the things that they do? And that's what we have in this situation. We have a situation where Joe Budden went at this Crizzle chick, and she responded by dissing him, talking about her accomplishments. And then her fans are going at Joe Budden, bringing up the fact that he's had domestic violence allegations towards him, and all manners of trying to shame him because he supports ASAP. Now, do I agree with the way Joe went at her? No, I don't. I think Joe was a bit over the, he kind of went a little too much at her with what he said. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Josh. True story, a lady filed a grievance against me for taunting her, but she omitted the part she made fun of me first. That's the psychology of women, man. They will antagonize you and taunt you, and then when you say something in retaliation, now they're offended. Yeah, he's still in police custody, but you got people over here who are attacking Nicki Minaj. They're attacking Rihanna. Anybody who is talking about boycotting Sweden, they're attacking them. And I think Joe Budden saw that. And he saw that and he responded in his own way. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I think he saw that Crizzle was bringing up A$AP Rocky's past in order to justify the disagreements. You see, I saw one particular tweet from Crizzle before Joe Budden responded to her, and that was her posting a screenshot of comments that he made a couple years ago, basically proclaiming that he's not pro-black. Crizzle fired the first shot. Okay? Joe Budden responded. You know? Now I'm going to show y'all the tweets of some of these irrational, over-emotional people. Because if you go on Twitter right now, all they're talking about is how Crizzle is dragging A$AP Rocky. Not A$AP Rocky. They're dragging Joe Budden. I'm saying A$AP Rocky is dragging Joe Budden. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say that. Let's see. Hold on a second, people. This here. Okay. Let's see and put this right here so y'all can see it. You'll see it. Alrighty. Now let's go up. I want y'all to take a look at those and tell me what you see, people. So Joe Budden doesn't understand when you come for the read, you come for the whole collective. Sitting in a jail cell in another country. Let me tell y'all something, man. Do you know why do any of y'all who are vehemently in disagreement of A$AP Rocky, do y'all know why he's sitting in a Sweden jail? Because he defended himself from a group of, I believe, Muslims who were basically bullying A$AP and his crew, because A$AP decided to step in when he saw those guys were bothering a few girls, because in certain parts of Europe you can't do nothing to certain groups, because if you do, you will be in the same situation A$AP is in. A$AP was defending himself, and because he defended himself like a man, he's sitting in a Swedish jail, because there are people that you cannot stand up to them, because if you do, you're going to be in the same situation A$AP is in. You know? And there are people, let me tell y'all something. Your favorite celebrities are in support of A$AP. Okay? Let's see. Let's play this.
About that is not altered by how he feels about anything.
Yeah.
If any of my peers, friends, if a stranger were in that I don't. That's so nasty on Twitter. I seen that going around.
Yeah,
I seen it going
well, that's
around.
why I asked, because I saw a lot of people on
but
both
that nasty
sides.
ass bum ass homegirl, I seen her put it out.
Who's that?
No need to say, but that one of them podcasts down the Dow. She put it out, and it's just like you niggas that be preaching this pro-black shit, but get evil in a heartbeat. Woo!
Oh yeah, it's all fake.
Woo! Like, I thought that A$AP Rocky sounded like a fucking idiot when he said this. Mm-hmm. I also think he's in a really hard.
So Joe Budden is saying that when A$AP talked about how, all lives matter and how he didn't really care about what's going on in Ferguson, he can't relate. Joe Budden says he disagree. In certain parts of that, I didn't agree with A$AP saying. Because it's like, bro, you from the hood, so there's certain things you should be able to relate to. You haven't been living that rich lifestyle that long. So I can understand Joe disagreeing. But this is the premise, and this is why people are mad. I'm going to show y'all the Twitter thread in a second.
Jam and predicament. I'm certain some of these feelings aren't existing right now.
Right.
Mm. And that's
like
and that's fine.
Like, it's only you fucking idiots that just won't allow life to teach us sometimes.
Right.
Like, why we can't just let life happen for people? Why we just always got to be public judge, jury, and like, no, come on, this is not the time. It's just bad timing. The timing of it is just tasteless, is what I'm saying. So if that's where your focus is, you should look inside of your heart and see why your heart is there right now. Why do you lack compassion because somebody else said some shit? Like how other niggas, what's in other people's heart don't dictate what's in mine. I guess that's what I'm saying.
And
now let's go to the thread. All right, let's go to the thread. All right. It's not called evil, it's called accountability. Letting life happen is letting him stay in that shit. Reach out to the wealthy. He feels so a part of it, and that somebody is the same dude asking for help as a dissing himself. Well, first off, I want y'all to understand something. A$AP isn't asking the black community for shit. Let's just be real. A$AP Rocky isn't asking the black community for shit. A$AP got attorneys. A$AP is going to get himself out of this situation eventually. Okay? He ain't appealing to black people. He's appealing to his fans. Because it's obvious some of y'all are not fans of A$AP, which is fine. He's appealing to his fans. If you're not a fan of his, then he's obviously not appealing to you. But for people to be celebrating this guy being in jail because he defended himself, I think that just shows why nobody should support any type of group then. Because there are a lot of black people that y'all protect every single day that have done some of the worst shit to other black people. That is the point of me doing this stream. He's sitting in a Swedish jail cell because he was defending himself in a street fight because them dudes thought they can bully him because they bully everybody else around that place. And for people to be celebrating that because of comments he made, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, he's probably remorseful about. It's not like he says that shit every day. He's appealing to his fans. He's not telling his lawyers, man, we gotta get the black community going. We gotta get this message out. They being racist towards us. Over there in Europe, they don't care if you're black or white. If you are an American, they're going to treat you like an American. Ask white Americans who've gotten caught up in situations across the pond, so to speak. So let's continue. Well said statement from Joe. Honestly, too bad. I feel that ASAP situation is not my problem. I live in DC, not Switzerland. Bro, he's not in Switzerland. I'm trying to see what he said wrong. Joe actually had a point until he made this about Crizzle. He actually could have started a really productive conversation, but instead chose to get on his high horse. The conversation was clearly above him. Again, I'm not saying I agree with how he responded to Crizzle. I think his response to Crizzle was a little juvenile. He should have kept it towards, people not wanting to support ASAP, but then we don't understand their situation. Those two may have a history with each other. She may have made previous comments about him. We posted up and ready. Crizzle Hive. Let's see. Shout out to Zoe Vircher. Majority of ASAP's fans are white, so yeah, he definitely doesn't need black people. Yeah, ASAP knows who goes to the shows, who buys the music. That's who he's appealing to. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. He knows who his fans are. This is why this guy spends so much time in Europe and in Beverly Hills, like he says he does, because he knows where his fans are. That's why he dated white women. Let's see. She's wrong. You shouldn't kick somebody when they're down. Oh, like he kicked Ferguson. He was dead wrong then, but does that mean he should sit in jail for defending himself? But it seems to me that people want him in jail for defending himself. That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like, you should have supported black people. Now we're happy that you're sitting in a jail cell. Let's see. So his point is to let black people not care about their own until they go through something that need us. Well, it isn't sitting in prison. Tell his white friends, get him out. A life lesson. He don't need us black people, obviously. Let me tell y'all this, man. Colin Kaepernick, when he settled his lawsuit with the NFL and he took that photo, where was the black lawyers? Where was the black lawyers? He's fighting for black people, but it took him going to get white lawyers in order for him to get something out of the NFL. And by the way, the NFL got the best of that deal. I think people are way too emotional when it comes to these type of situations. Yeah, right. And the thing is, y'all trying to hold a comment that he made, 3-4 years ago over his head? Do you know how many stupid comments I and other people have made? That don't mean that that's who they are. Have anybody even listened? As ASAP said this thing recently, has he recently spoke about his not wanting to be pro-black and, not caring about what's going on in Ferguson? Has anybody asked him about those comments recently, or do we want to bring it up to justify him sitting in this jail cell? In Europe, he's probably one of maybe 2 black people in that whole prison or jail, whatever. And he's in there. He can't speak none of the native language. I know Swedish people can speak English too, probably bilingual, but or can speak most of the languages, but does that mean he should be sitting in jail? Listen, let me tell y'all something about me. I don't care how much I disagree with you politically. that doesn't mean I want to see harm done to you or you in a bad situation. Okay? If it was somebody who I disagree with, if it was somebody I had an issue with, that don't mean I want to see them going through shit. It just means that we just have a difference of opinion. You still should be able to live your life. You still should be able to live your life. Yeah, ASAP was stopping some dudes from harassing the females, groping the females, because if y'all didn't know, I'm going to tell you, ASAP was basically a feminist. So that's more than enough incentive for me to say fuck him, because I don't have any respect for male feminists. I really don't. And what was funny was that the first people to attack ASAP was these black feminists. They were calling him a fake feminist and, you know, bringing up the fact that who he's dated and in the comments they made about Ferguson, even though black feminists don't give a fuck about black men and their lives being taken unless they can make money from it. But to cancel somebody while they're down, that doesn't help anybody. Let's see. I'm assuming people are upset because he felt the need to single Crizzle out. Most of people have been saying what she said, referencing it, and instead of a broad statement of not agreeing with them, he decided to be personal and attack her. Just my thought. Again, I don't agree with how Joe Budden, responded to Crizzle. I thought that was very juvenile. But again, we're talking about Joe Budden here. Joe Budden is known to make very juvenile comments. I've disagreed with Joe Budden on a lot of different things. That don't mean that y'all should be taking upon yourselves to attack this guy until you apologize. Listen, these people party with each other. They know each other. They've talked to each other. They're going to support each other when they get in these situations, publicly and privately. You know? Let's see. I'm with Joe on this one. She lost me when she called him every name under the sun. Yes, he did say something negative about her, but instead of going forward with her point or position on ASAP, she cursed and flexed about her own shit. Oh, you mean after Joe called her a bum ass? So Crizzle should take the high road even though she didn't come for him first. Fam, what kind of logic is that? You don't get it. It's not about the high road. It's about the point she was getting across. She can defend herself, that's cool, but still explain your point. Now everyone is just focusing, laughing at the insults she said, not her ASAP point. She didn't come for him, nor did she say she wanted Rocky to stay in jail. All she did was post a quote that came straight out of Rocky's crusty ass lips. Joe would have gotten his point across without even having to diss her. Now when she clapped back, it's an issue. Y'all crazy. Let's see. You still not understanding. I'm agreeing with you. She can say what she want as a clapback, but still explain your point with the post. This man is in jail without his rights, and all Crizzle can do with her platform is post some bull from like 5 years ago. And yes, and that's why I had no problem with Joe Budden responding to her. You're bringing up somebody's past, Crizzle. How about somebody bring up your past? I'm pretty sure you've dissed light-skinned women, or been on your hating before. You've probably said some things that you regret. You probably said some things that you would want to take back. You probably tweeted about your love of white boys that you think nobody will find. People, man, when people on social media, they never really think ahead. They just think about that moment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who have said things that they regret, Now, if ASAP could defend himself, I wouldn't even be making this live stream right now. But the man is sitting in jail for 2 weeks because he defended himself. Does that sound right to any of you? Does that sound right to any of you? Explain what point the quote she posted was all the explanation needed. 5 years ago isn't 20 years ago. This shit is still fresh. How many years ago was slavery? Is it still being talked about? Even though some of us didn't experience that, doesn't mean. Okay, this conversation is going on. Let's see. I agree with Joe, the Crizzle lady, lame and biased as hell. He said not. I guess one thing wrong here. I'm so confused. I think both sides are right in the situation. What Joe says makes sense to a degree, but also ASAP not speaking or seeming not to support others. I don't front. I had the same thoughts that lady did at the time ASAP said he overseas. He not dealing with that stuff. Well, you overseas. Once again, people, this is why you got to always be on your skeptic, your skeptic mindset, man. You can never let your guard down. Never, ever, 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 especially as a black man. Don't ever, ever, ever let your guard down. Don't ever let your guard down. I don't care how comfortable you are with white people. Don't let your guard down. Because things can go left just like they would if you were around black people. Especially if you're in another country. Europe is chaotic right now. Okay? Look at what's going on in France. What's been going on in Germany. The UK. You can't let your guard down. You can't be comfortable just because the people are white. All right, let's see here. Just because someone is pro-black does not mean they have to be a doormat. I don't agree with people who wish death on others, but I do agree with the people who chose not to support people like ASAP Rocky, Stephon Clark. Why support someone who wouldn't support you? First off, once again, Stephon Clark is another guy who can't defend himself. The guy is gone. And you got these grown ass motherfuckers on social media making all these videos disrespecting this guy, roasting this guy. But let that be somebody in their family. Let that be one of their friends. They're not going to feel the same way. That is the point. Like the young man who was jumped to death in Greece. You have certain people on this platform roasting them, talking shit about them when they're not here to defend themselves, all because they took a picture with a white girl. Does that sound right to any of y'all? And y'all wonder why these people need medication? Why some of these people don't fit into society? They're stuck on social media living their double life. That's how it seems. And we as black men are always on the end of that. And what's truly sad is that you will have other black men who will go along with it. Because they want to prove to these women, these disgruntled females, that they're not like the men they're talking about. You are a bunch of fucking idiots. And you deserve to be treated disrespectfully by those women. And you do. You know how many times I've had dudes come to me and tell me, yeah, you were right about so-and-so and in the content that you made. I listened to you and I felt like I shouldn't been supporting this person because this person is everything that you talk about in your videos. You see, if a black woman would have got jumped to death, you would not see not one video that would still be up on YouTube with somebody roasting her, disrespecting her, saying you should have dated a black man. You wouldn't see that. Those people wouldn't last long on this platform. You wouldn't see that. Some of you need to get the fuck off social media and stay off because you're mentally unstable. Okay? ASAP is in jail not because he committed a crime, but all because he defended himself against the wrong people. People who feel like they can do whatever they want. All because he ain't pro-black. He's a target now. He's a target. That's the world we live in right now? I guess so. Let's see. Okay, I just heard the clip and he did have a point. It is bad timing to bring that up, but ASAP shouldn't have said that stupid shit as well. Block Crizzle a long time ago. Her angry energy is something I don't want or ever need in my life. It must be visiting the DMV every day, being a person that talks with her. Stand with Joe. How do we know that he has grown or is supposed to be his turning point? Let's see. Make sure y'all like the stream, people. Okay. Let's see. Joe's whole podcast career is him judging and him forming his opinion publicly. He said the timing was bad because it was. Could have brought that up another time. But they do this. Like, again, when Stephon Clark died, these niggas are... try not to say that word. These black people went digging up his tweets. They went digging his tweets up. They couldn't stand this black man was getting all this positive, love. So they had to go and dig up his tweet. If you see women celebrating a man's downfall, you need to stay as far away from that woman as possible because she's the type of woman to call the police on you. She's the type of woman to go and get other people to do something to you. You know, she's the type to make your life a living hell if you had a kid with her. Let's see. He told the fucking truth, deal with it. Let's see. Very true, but don't expect us to rally around you when you blatantly ignore the ills of your people by highlighting your status. Y'all know what's funny is that I have seen an uptick on black people attacking people, looking for reasons to attack other black people. Michael B. Jordan, others. When a black man is getting positive press, people go digging up tweets, trying to figure out, does he hate black women? Does he date black women? Is he a colorist? They're just looking for anything to attack these guys with, man. I'm glad I don't give a fuck. Like, you can say whatever you want about me, but you need to speak facts when you speak about me, okay? Everything I've said and done is out there, and I will own up to it, and I will not apologize for shit because I don't need to, Okay, let's see. Joe, you make public opinions on people all the time, whether they in a jam or not. Hello, that's why you famous now. ASAP said what he said, and it may have been some years on it, but his views haven't changed. They've halfway changed because of his current situation. Let's see. The question is, however, because we have to be mindful that he is on a similar platform as whom he threw shade to, does he live by the same codex that's saying for us? Because from what I've heard on his shows is basically no different from hers. That's some tweets here. Shout out to Naima, says J Bay. Shout out to Naima, I appreciate that now. Yeah, maybe y'all know more about Crizzle. I have seen the Reed podcast, at least like one or two of them before. I haven't seen a lot of it, you know. But I want black people to understand this, man. ASAP Rocky isn't asking y'all for shit. He isn't. I think it's deep in the imagination of disgruntled black people who really believe that he is asking and begging for black people's help, because he is not. Okay? Let's not lie on that man's name. You can say a lot of things about him. You know? With Saudia, he was a target because, you know, they followed him and they tried to bully him, like they've been bullying every other dude in that country. And ASAP said, "Fuck that." And because he defended himself, he's in jail. And you got people now. Step away from the Crizzle, because Crizzle ain't the only one who has spoke about this. You have other people as well who are happy about this. They feel like, you know, this is karma for what he said. And those people, like I said, something's wrong with them. They have no logic. Just because you disagree with somebody does not mean that you should revel in their downfall, because the same thing can happen to you. Okay? And you don't want that type of negative thoughts and negative energy in you. You can't go and look at that video of ASAP Rocky getting into it with them dudes and tell me that he deserved that. I just because of what he said, 4 or 5 years ago? What sense does that make, people? How logical is that? And you wonder why black people don't get opportunities? Because black people are so emotional and they're so irrational at times, and they're always looking for somebody to target. Who's talking about dark-skinned women? Who ain't pro-black? You're a coon. And it's like, you keep doing that, you're going to continue to alienate people. Even people who are pro-wax themselves. They're going to step away from you because they're going to think something's wrong with you. And they don't want to be caught up in all that anger and all that hate. I'm not saying that you have to care about ASAP. That's you do what you want to do. You're adults. I'm telling you this, okay? To attack somebody who cannot defend themselves, okay, just shows that really you don't care. I'm gonna say care, but it just shows that you have no morals whatsoever. None. If I disagree with you and I see you going through a bad spot, I'm not going to continue to pile on. I could, but I'm going to say, you know what? Wrong timing. It's an unfair fight. And I'm going to tell y'all this, and this is the hardcore truth. ASAP Rocky, y'all think he felt that way before? He may still feel that way when he get out of jail. Because the people that are going to help and defend him are going to be those same white people y'all claim he loves anyway. The lawyers, you know, the people from the U.S. government that he's probably going to have to help deal with the situation. They're all going to be white. So this may strengthen his resolve in his comments, because when he comes back onto social media and he sees the videos y'all made about him, he sees the posts that y'all made about him, do you think he's gonna want to be more pro-black or less pro-black? Because understand this, he didn't get into it, I believe, with some neo-Nazi, with just a bunch of random white people. But he is gonna go on social media and he's going to see exactly what you same black people have been saying. And you think that's going to make him want to be more pro-black or less pro-black? Because I could see if black people truly ignored ASAP and didn't say nothing about him, then maybe if he got this, when he gets out of this situation and he says, damn, they not really saying nothing about me. They really like on some ignore shit. But when he sees what y'all have been saying, how y'all been attacking Rihanna and Nicki Minaj for showing support towards him, do you really think that's going to make him want to be a part of your discussions? This is why I'm not pro-black people. I'm really not. I've never really been. I'm in support of black men being successful, black people as a whole being successful, but I'm not no chest beating pro-black white supremacy. They're out to get us. I'm not one of those people. No. You're not going to see me on social media talking about how bad the white man is. I don't have time for that shit. You know, I am going to speak logically. I am going to continue to outthink and outmaneuver the social competition that we all have in life. You know, the social competition with the people you compete with as far as what you do when you're working, or everyday people that you may not even like, but you want to be more successful than them. You know, you want to build a name for yourself. That's what I'm concerned about. I have no concerns about joining no online league of extraordinarily extra average people. Okay? Shout out to everybody that's here, man. But let me see. Let me get all this. There will be no phone calls. I just want to do this stream and just speak on this, man. This is my last time speaking on this. I think I said all I need to say and address what I need to address. I hope some of y'all really gain some happiness in your life. Because it's very clear that a lot of y'all that I've been seeing are not very happy. You don't have a happy dating life. Your sex life sucks. So you get on social media and you want to make everybody else feel bad. I'm on here trying to help people understand that life is tough, but you can't make excuses. You know, you should not be making excuses. You know what I'm saying? Because excuses will get you nowhere. It will get you just like these same dudes who get on social media talk about white supremacy. It's because these niggas done tapped out on life. They can't get a job because they done been in and out of jail so many times. They done ruined so many opportunities. I see you, Renee. Some of these guys are forced to be pro-black because they living off a black woman and they can't get no job. They don't have a work ethic. They're not creative. Do you know how many jobs you can do during the summertime? You know, there's money to be made out here, but these guys rather blame white people for why they can't make no money. And y'all prove these women right when you're living off of them. You're talking about you're pro-black. But then you'll be the same one to disrespect another black person. I've seen it so much, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. You got dudes who are literally living off women, getting on social media, blaming white people for why they're where they're at. No, you where you at because you're lazy and you with a woman with low self-esteem who is taking care of you because she's so desperate. She's so desperate and lonely. She don't know what to do but have you living with her. That's where they at. And that's why these guys are so devoutly pro-black. They're against any black celebrity who don't toe the party lines. You know what's funny? A couple years back, there was a video of T.I. at a gas station, right? He was in a gas station in a black neighborhood or near a black neighborhood, right? And people were asking for pictures, take pictures. Now, I think he refused to take a picture with this one guy. And when this one guy, kind of got in his face and, was talking a little loud, T.I. stood right next to his car and got on his phone and was calling security because black people started to, not, I wouldn't say approach, but they were kind of standing around and he felt uncomfortable. This guy, T.I., Mr. Pro-Black, was uncomfortable. Now, it was no fight was going to happen. It was just T.I. he was very uncomfortable around all those black people. But he will get on social media and shame everybody who are not towing the DNC party line. I always thought that video was hilarious. This dude is calling security. This dude is standing around his fellow black people in Georgia, and he's definitely afraid of his own people. But he's Mr. Pro-Black. You see, I'm not afraid to go in my black community. I can go out there, I can walk around, I can talk to people. I could be living in a suburban neighborhood, hardly any black people, and I can go right to the hood and not feel uncomfortable. But these other celebrities or these social media activists, these motherfuckers are fakes. They will never go to a black community by themselves. If they do, they driving in a car. They're not getting out. They're not talking to nobody. These people are fake, fraudulent people. They're not real. They're hypocrites. They're dating white people. Okay? They couldn't wait to get away from you. But then they hop on social media and pretend like they give a fuck about you. No, they don't. They're liars. They're fraudulent. And they cannot stand being around other black people because those black people are the mirror to who they truly are. You know? Make sure y'all like the stream, people. Cat, I said that at the beginning of the stream. Did you not hear what I said? I said that there were black males who were going at ASAP Rocky too. I said it at the beginning of the stream. I don't think I did not say that, but the majority of the people that I saw speaking on ASAP Rocky or Joe Budden were women. And that's why they're in the title. That's why they're in the title. Because the black feminists started it. The black feminists were calling him a fake fraudulent feminist. I made a video on this. I made a whole video on this maybe about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I made a whole video about it. They were the main ones. I know, but I saw your comment and I just wanted to make it clear that I myself, I've seen dudes doing it. These guys, they're hovering on, these guys, they're part of the alphabet community. So they're supporting Crizzle because she makes them feel good about themselves, which is fine. You don't get a show because I think she's getting a TV show. You don't get that show unless you've kissed enough, assets in the alphabet community, especially as one of these black female podcasters. Shout out to King Swisher in the shade, in the shadows, kinfolk. Appreciate that, King Swisher. I want y'all to understand, all of us as a people, right? We are designed to maybe look similar, but to live different lives, to walk different paths. There's a million different paths we could walk as a people. There's a bunch of different directions that we can go in. We just have to choose. Are we going to choose to be happy? Or are we going to choose to be bitter and be angry about everything? You know? I wouldn't wish being in a European prison on one of my enemies, especially if he black, because those places are some of the worst places to be. Some of the worst places to be. They're not going to treat you right. They're going to be disrespecting you. Man, come on, man. They got the language barrier. Have any of y'all seen these shows, Locked Up Abroad? I mean, come on, man. Not saying that he's going through exactly that, but come on, man. Yeah, a lot of black celebrities are very detached. Why do y'all think I make videos going at celebrities? People don't. I make videos and I talk about these celebrities and I'm going at them to show you that these people are human. These people live different lifestyles, but they do go through similar things. You know? Yeah, and ASAP is in jail. And some people are posting pictures talking about he's in this place. They're showing you pictures of, I believe, the prisons. But from what I heard, the jails are not where you want to be. But I'm not going to hold what somebody said 5 years ago against them. I'm come on, man. Seriously. Why would I hold what somebody said 5 years ago when they were obviously a little bit more immature? Okay, they were caught up in them. Y'all got to understand, the Michael Brown situation kind of started, not that. I would say the Trayvon Martin situation got the ball rolling when it came to social media activism. But the Michael Brown situation is where you started to see all of these, these celebrities become activists. You had all these social media activists. That's where that started. It started there. So in ASAP Rocky's mindset, he didn't tweet about pro-blackness. He didn't talk about social justice stuff. That's not what he cared about because it wasn't that big of a discussion on social media at that point. It wasn't. But now you fast forward, now all of these celebrities are political. All of them. Well, most of them, not all of them. I would say most of them are political. But 5 years ago, most of these people were not political at all. You didn't know what party they supported. Well, I mean, for the most part, they support Democrats, but they weren't political. But now they're very political. Now they're very political. But do I agree with what ASAP said 5 years ago? No, I don't. I disagree. He shouldn't have said that. But again, at that time period, there was no pro-black activism going on like it is now. You did not see the NBA talking about changing the name owners to governors or, you just didn't see that. You didn't. But do you think that ASAP would say something like that now? No. He's not. And that's what I want y'all to understand. I understand that y'all disagree with him. But what this situation is going to do is going to highlight the problems that's going on over there in Sweden and some of those other European countries with those migrants. It's going to put a spotlight on that, and that's not what that government wants. But we all have difference of opinion. We all live our lives very differently. We have a bunch of different roles that we can choose to take, and it's up to you to take those. All right, Vern. But we can all disagree, and we can all go about our lives and live it the way that we want to. I think ASAP is going to be all right. Maybe he will learn from this. Maybe his perspective will change. And we will see. We will definitely see. But I'm not one of those people that's like happy about this or think that he deserves it. I'm not one of those people, man, at all. You know, I'm all about growing and progressing, but not to, you know, levels of, you know, you have to go through this to be more. Nah. So shout out to everybody that's here. I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. Hopefully y'all have a very good weekend. And I will see y'all on the next live show. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to everybody that's here for the good discussion. If you want to see more Red Pill content from me, go over to Patreon, subscribe $5 a month or more. That's why I'm going to be putting up that particular type of content. So y'all have a very good night. And I will see y'all on the next live show. All right? Y'all take care.